Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If I could have your attention, please. My sundial says it's 4 o'clock, so let's get started. We're here today. Oh, I want to thank our Parke piper, Mike Castoro, for the bagpipe music. Thank you, Mike. Good job. We don't want you to turn your mobile phones down. We want you to turn them to max volume. If your phone rings, you're the cleanup committee. I'd also like to thank Suzanne Palomera. She was in charge of scheduling weather. Yeah. If I had been in charge of the weather, we'd have a hurricane, a monsoon, and a typhoon all today. So glad for that. It turns out, by serendipity, that we're here to celebrate two things. The 20th anniversary, which we've been planning for quite some time, and the listing of the mask mandate and the opening of our clubhouse. The key difference between those two events are we have cake. As I look around, this is the Parke. I mean, this is the quintessential Parke to me. It's people who are in this community, and I can't wait for the pandemic effects to roll off so that we can get back to the social and fun parts of living in the Parke. It's a great place to live for many reasons. It's hard to imagine 21 years ago this was a swamp with some pine trees, and now it's this community. As Paul Whitson said, it's not a community, it's a lifestyle. And it's one of the mantras that we use here often. We were the first community developed by Slinker Land Development Company of Falls Church, Virginia. All 503 houses were built by Centex Corporation. And we all share the same houses. We have the same materials. We have the good news and the bad news. We've seen roofs approach the end of their service life, starting at the east end and moving this direction. So we're all in this together. Let me introduce a few special guests here. There she is. State Senator, District 38, and Parke resident, Mary Beth Carosa. Mary Beth, say hi. Fifth District, Worcester County Commissioner, Chip Bertino. Ocean Pines Association President, Larry Perrone. From the Parke, we have several people that I'd like you to meet. First is our Association President, Linda Olson. Yay. Our General Manager, Rania Hyman. The Clubhouse Communications Coordinator, everybody knows this lady's name, Gloria Dietz. And our Administrative Assistant, Christina Cicernos. At this time, Linda Olson will make some remarks.
And I guess, Steve, did you expect me to reach that microphone?
Haven't thought of that. Just a minute.
Thank you. Thank you. He expects everybody to be as tall as him. I just want to say greetings to everybody, all Parke residents and our dignified guests. It's a beautiful day in the Parke. And we've been waiting for this day for some time because just this morning, our clubhouse finally, after a year and a half, opened. So I hope you all jump right in and take advantage of the pool, the fitness center, and everything that the clubhouse has to offer. I think we'll start official activities, Suzanne's programs and whatnot, sometime the beginning of June. And sometime in June, then our meetings will move back into the clubhouse. But for now, at least it's open. Go and enjoy, swim, go to the gym, whatever it is you normally like to do in the clubhouse. This is the biggest crowd we have had gather in the park in a year and a half, and maybe ever. Yeah, maybe ever. We have events at the clubhouse, but they're not often this well attended. So this is wonderful. So thank you very much. But I'd just like to recognize a few people, and then I'll turn it back to Steve. First, I'd like to introduce you to the current board. We just elected a new board, if you remember, just a couple weeks ago. We have our vice president is Bob Grimm. Wave an arm there, Bob. All right, and we have Jim Ryan. Jim is completing his second year now. And we have our new guy, Joe Brossiker. And yesterday he was at our specially called meeting where we discussed the clubhouse opening, but he has yet to be at his first board meeting, which will be next Wednesday, and you all are invited. We also have just newly elected Jennifer Snyder-Tornetta, who unfortunately couldn't be with us today, but she is our other new board member. So we're a team of 5, and hopefully we'll be leading you to your satisfaction in the next year. I'd also like to recognize previous board presidents. I know we have Sally Kohler, came all the way from Seaford. I know she's here. We have other assorted board presidents. Would you stand up and wave or something if you were president of the board in the past? There's Sally. Okay, then how about, excuse me, I called them board presidents. I'm constantly reminded that we're association presidents. Then we have previous board members. How many of you have been on the board at some point? If you'll stand up or wave. Okay, how about previous committee members? Or current committee, we'll say committee members if you served on a committee of some sort. How many hands do we have? Half of the people here. Thank you very much. You know, we couldn't exist if we didn't have all these volunteers. It's so wonderful that everybody turns out and gives it their all. None of us are specialists in the fields that we volunteer for, but we certainly give it a go and do our best. So we're happy to serve you. Hopefully it'll be a good year. It can't go downhill since the clubhouse is open, so it's only up from here. So thank you very much. Have a good day. Enjoy this beautiful service that they've put together for us, and I think we have cake at some point. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Linda. Just 20 years ago, the first residents moved into homes here in the park. We call the first 50 listed in the Centex records as our founders, and 11 of those first 50 original households still live here today. And Suzanne Palomera will go around and provide a flower to the people when I call your name. If you could just wave where you are. Chuck and Jane Collins. Where'd they go? Oh, right there. Oops. Here we go. And Don and Laura Gold. We're going in alphabetical order here. Yeah, exactly. That was planned. Not. Ann Kleiman. We were uncertain if she was going to make it. Dick and Dot Hunkley. They're not here either. Diane McGraw is not here. She's on an errand of mercy for her daughter, and we wish them the best. Dick and Kathy Mullins. Oh, there they are. Expected, yes. Barbara Rusko is also not here today. She's vacationing in California. You'd think she was retired or something. Mike and Jane Simcock. Oh, there they are. Dick and Diane Tanner. Sitting together. And Paul Whitson. Paul? My fault. I accidentally skipped Eddie and Rita Toole. I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. Yes. Yeah, how could I miss them? Yeah, exactly. Now, in addition to the first 50, Centex made a production out of the first 100 people households who lived here in the park. If you were in the first 100, would you please rise and raise your hand or something? We can say hello. First 100. Well, this is an important milestone because in 20 years, we built a beautiful community, a thriving community with no debt, small problems, residents who enjoy each other, and it's a community run by and for people who reside in the park. And I think when Linda was asking for indications of who was serving on committees or had served and board members, you got a fair sense of that. We take pride in our accomplishment, which so many contributed to with time and talent. Earlier today, we opened the 10th anniversary time capsule, which was in the library, and we had planned to do it this way, and it was just too late to shift everything around. But the contents of the time capsule are up here on the table, and they will be on display in the clubhouse for a few weeks as we gather material to provide another time capsule to be opened in 2031. We expect all of you to be there. I'm hoping to be there. The time capsule, you'll see as you view it later, contains things like the original Park newsletter, which was called the Park Flash, long before we named it the Bench. There were shirts that the community wore. We see some of them here under the tent. Jack and Jane, Chuck and Jane Collins, I think, are wearing shirts from the two cruises that were sponsored during the early days of the park. We have the resident directory from 10 years ago and things like that. So it's interesting for you.
I was going to bring you this in case you wanted to show it. And I also should mention our treasurer and secretary, which I forgot. But I'll say something about that.
Okay. You may have seen the time capsule, the 10th anniversary time capsule in the library. We have a new plaque, which will go on the one that we put up, that will say to open it May 19th, 2031. Seems like a long time from now, but it's surprising how fast it goes, doesn't it?
And how about Ron Inners?
Yeah. We'd like to thank a number of people here before we introduce the dignitaries. Certainly, Suzanne Palomera and Diane McGraw organized all this and put it all together, and they did a wonderful job. We'd certainly like to thank Josh Davis from Ocean Pines, who's provided the audio system and is videotaping this event. You may know that the time capsule was built by Ron Inners, one of our master woodworkers here in the community, and he donated his labor and the materials. So we appreciate that. I'd like to invite for closing remarks Senator Mary Beth Carosa. Senator? enough for you?
Can I lower them?
I think you can try it. Yes.
Happy 20th anniversary to the park. Let's hear it for this community. This is near and dear to my heart. As you all know, that my mom and dad have been Park residents since 2002. Mary Pat and Tony Carosa, if you can wave to everybody. Woohoo! And I have to say, sometimes I believe everything's directed from above. When we first moved here, mom and dad moved here in 2002. And a couple years later, personal note, we lost my brother, Tony Carosa. And I have to tell you that it was one of our dearest park neighbors, who's no longer with us today, but I wanted to remember him, Will Pinder. Many of you all will remember Will Pinder, who was there for us and so many other people in this park community. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you. So I'm wearing a couple hats today. One is official, and since I have all these witnesses, I actually have an official resolution from the governor of the state of Maryland, Larry Hogan, and I'm hoping that someone, I don't know who will be accepting that, maybe our president, Ms. Olson? Yes. Okay. And if you could join me. So first of all, I have all these witnesses because when you are asked to do a presentation for Governor Hogan, he likes to know that his resolutions were actually presented in person. So I have all of you as witnesses, correct? Anyway, it is an honor to represent the governor and to present this to you officially. And it has the great seal of Maryland, the state of Maryland, and it says, the Park at Ocean Pines, greetings. Be it known that on behalf of the citizens of this state, in recognition of a tribute to honor the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the Park and Ocean Pines, with congratulations on this special milestone, celebrating your success and your commitment in providing exceptional service to this community. And as all the people of Maryland join together in expressing our great respect and best wishes for the future, we are pleased to confer upon you this Governor citation signed by Governor Larry Hogan.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you.
There's more. As I mentioned, this is both professional and personal today. And when I was given the opportunity to be invited to this special event, I did think about that. And I wanted to have something official from the Maryland State Senate. And I'm very proud to represent this community in the Maryland Senate. And when I looked for the words, I said, I would like to personally write this one. And it is also an official citation, and it has the seal and the Senate of Maryland. And it says, it reads, "Be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to the park residents, Ocean Pines, on the occasion of celebrating our 20th anniversary, and all the residents and visitors who've enjoyed the beautiful setting and quality services. And we're also recognizing today, and it seems so fitting coming out of COVID-19, we're also recognizing today the many warm family friendships that have developed over the years right here in the park with my own mom and dad, my own aunt and uncle, making this special place their home, our home. And I have signed it on this day as your state senator and presenting it to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
include him in the time capsule.
Yeah.
Thank you, Senator. Next is our County Commissioner, Chip Bertino. Chip?
Good afternoon, everyone. Just a few minutes ago, before the program started, Steve made it very clear to me that I was standing between you and cake. And I was reminded, and I'm paraphrasing an old W.C. Fields comment, never follow children or animals on the stage. And I'm going to add one more, never stand between an audience and its cake. So I remember this location long before the park was ever built. More than 20 years ago, my three children, would ride their bikes here, and they would jump around the hills, and they would try to jump the hidden lake that's here. They weren't always very successful. My wife, Susan, and I used to walk our dog, Marley, here many years ago, before any of this was built. The dog is long gone. Our children have left home, and you're all here. And I'm okay with that. It is my great privilege and honor to represent this community as well as all of Ocean Pines at the County Commissioners. And I got to tell you, I think some of my colleagues are jealous because, quite truthfully, the park and Ocean Pines are some of the most beautiful places here in Worcester County. So, despite their envy, my colleague commissioners signed a proclamation on the behalf of the county for this 20th anniversary. And I will let you know that it's signed by all of us. It says a lot of very nice things, and if I had my reading glasses, I would read it to you right now. But having said that, I congratulate you on your anniversary. I thank you very much for everything that you do for our community, and enjoy the cake.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and that concludes our program. Our association president is going to proceed down to my left, your right, to make the ceremonial cutting of a cake. And there will be another cake over at this table. They're the same basic cakes, and feel free to serve yourself from either place. As I indicated, the contents of the 10-year time capsule will be on display for several weeks, and then we'll put together another one and seal it up for the next 10 years. Thank you for your attention. Good afternoon.